Hey everybody, it's Tamika, the Millionaire Nurse Coach. So today we're going to be talking about how to create a large income from travel nursing without actually traveling. So, as a travel nurse, you not only have the option to travel away from your home, state, or city, you can also do what's called local contracts. And when you take a local contract, it's basically the same process as taking a travel assignment. You hook up with a travel agency, you do their application, you do all of their onboarding requirements, background checking. You have to meet the criteria that they have for travelers, which is at least 1 year experience as a nurse, and they preferably want you to have some travel experience. But it's okay if you don't. So instead of taking a contract that is going to take you away from your home, your children, your obligations, you can take a local contract. And the advantage to that is you'll be making a lot more money than you would if you were to just go to a local hospital and take a staff job. So, according to Indeed, the average pay for a registered nurse in the United States is between about 34 and 65 or $64 per hour. When you're a traveler, even in a local contract, you're going to get a higher hourly rate. Now, you will not get the travel per diem or stipend. That is the non-taxable portion of a traveler's compensation. So you won't get that because you're local. You have to be at least 50 miles away from home to be considered a travel assignment. But for local assignments, you can be whatever proximity to the hospital. So as a traveler, you would come in at whatever rate that the travel agency is paying, and it's usually about double what you would make as a staff um, nurse. So the reason that a lot of people do not travel is because they may have children that they need to be at home with, or other obligations, a spouse, parents they need to take care of. Also, they may need health insurance, which agencies do provide, but it's kind of expensive, a lot more expensive than if you were to get it as a staff nurse in a hospital. Um, but there are so many ways around that. You can go to the marketplace and get health coverage. You can get a semblance of coverage from a program that I'm familiar with called Impact Healthcare. If you want to know more about that, you can send me a message and I'll give you some information about that. Um, you can get health care pretty inexpensively now, depending on how many you need to cover. Um, but as a local traveler, you get a lot more perks than you do as a staff nurse. Now, if you didn't necessarily want to um, be a traveler, you could take yourself down to PRN. Now that there's a shortage of nurses around the country, facilities are offering bonuses and incentives for their PRN staff to pick up more shifts. So, for example, here in Cleveland, one of the bigger hospital systems are offering PRN staff about $35 to $40 per hour. But then, if you work any time over your mandatory minimum to keep your PRN status, they pay about $100 an hour. So you have just about tripled your income as either a local traveler, or a PRN staff by just making that switch from regular staff to travel or PRN staff. 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts. As a traveler, you're going to be making probably about $2,200 to $2,500 a week. That is more than double what you would be making as a regular staff. Now, if you add an extra day onto that and get some overtime in play, then you have basically tripled your income. Same thing with your PRN positions. If you work your mandatory minimum and then you work another 2 days a week, maybe, you've tripled your income and really have made minimal changes to your work. So if you have any questions, or if you want to talk more about becoming a travel nurse, if you want some recommendations for good agencies that you might want to apply to, you can just DM me and I'll send you that information. Also, if you're interested in hearing about Impact Health, you can DM me and I will get you some information about that too. You guys have a wonderful and prosperous day. And as always, take care.
If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more.